Sales got you down? Again? Are you tired of the struggle and just want things to be easy? Then stick around, because in this video, I will be sharing with you how to sell more as a P&C insurance agent. On this channel, we're all about insurance professionals' growth as a whole. That's what we do. But in this video, I will be addressing P&C agents specifically and how to sell more in this new workplace. One of the greatest struggles for so many insurance professionals is having a proactive sales process. Oftentimes, agents are wearing so many hats that sales, the driving force of every business, takes a back seat. That is why having sales campaigns consistently running in your agency will be a complete game changer for you and your business growth. Let's take a look at what is a sales campaign, what are the three components, and how to execute a sales campaign in your agency. A sales campaign essentially is a targeted group of people that you are wanting to communicate, connect, and convert and get them to buy a specific insurance line of business. An example here would be that in your current book of business, perhaps you have auto and homeowner clients who do not have an umbrella policy. So you decide that you're going to run a sales campaign and target all of the customers who do not have an umbrella policy for the next 4 to 6 weeks. The reason why a sales campaign is so effective is because it creates an actual focus for you and your agency. Believe it or not, after working with insurance professionals for over the last decade, I can guarantee you that this is often the missing piece to their agency growth and development. The best part? You can even have a sales campaign if you are a scratch agency, which means you are starting from scratch. All you need is a list of people to target, and you can run your very own sales campaign. Now, if you happen to be a scratch agency owner and you want to know how you can get your very own lead list and get it for free, stick around because I'll be covering that shortly. Now, let's dive into the key components of a sales campaign. First, you need a group of people or a list to target. Ideally, this list is in your book of business. Why? Because these people already know you. So you're going from a cold outreach to a warm, friendly outreach. It literally blows my mind how many insurance professionals have these juicy books of business. And instead of trying to just work their book of business, they are focused on getting more leads and more leads and more leads when they got all the leads they need in their book of business. Now, once you know exactly who you are targeting, you have to decide on exactly what product line you are going to push in this sales campaign. Do you need more homeowners? Have a homeowner sales campaign. Next month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Have a Life Insurance Awareness Month sales campaign. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is that you know exactly what it is that your agency is pushing for the month ahead. Now, once you have your target market and you also know exactly what you want to sell more of, now you are ready to write out your script or just a few word tracks, some talking points so you know exactly what you're going to say when you get your prospects or your customers on the phone. Remember, you want to really get your customers to move into action. The trick here is you want to come up with the right word tracks that moves your prospect or your customer into action, or it at least leaves them hungry for more information. You also want to create some urgency. Make it different. Stop sounding like everyone else. How many times do we consumers hear from insurance professionals, I could bundle and save you money if you bring all your policies with me? Friends, everybody is saying that. So stop saying that and really try to be creative and different than everybody else. Instead, and one of my personal favorites, is to use a story that matters to them. What's in it for them? An example here would be, let's say that you are calling your target market are your families with children. One of the things that you can share is that one of your other families just got into a financial pickle because they did not have an umbrella policy. And had they had that umbrella policy, none of this would have ever happened. So you want to make sure that every single one of your clients are properly protected. Let your customers know that you want to do a really quick risk analysis to make sure that they have all the basics covered. One of my personal favorite success stories is when I first started working with Allstate agents, and my job was to sell life insurance to their customers. Small problem. I had no idea what I was doing. I listened to a lot of my peers, and I noticed that they would simply call the customer and ask them if they wanted a review with very little engagement. Would you like to schedule a life insurance review? Boring. And they were wondering why nobody was responding. Who has time for a review today, friends? Not many people. I discovered that there was a big mortality table change in the insurance industry, and it affected so many policy owners. So I would leave a voicemail letting them know that there's been a big change in the life insurance industry and their policy has been affected. It's very important that they call me back and we discuss these changes and that I note it in their file. Not only did I have an 80% callback rate because there was an urgency to my message, but this is the very strategy that helped me get MDRT year after year. Now, before I dive into the execution phase and what it looks like to execute your sales campaign, I did want to share a little bit for our scratch agency owners on how you can get started with a sales campaign, even if you do not have a book of business. LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows you to do local searches on LinkedIn, or you can even upgrade and get Sales Navigator, and Sales Navigator will create the lists for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. LinkedIn is a business platform. What if you are a PNC agent and you only target personal lines? Now, while LinkedIn might be a professional platform, it's full of people who need your service, people that need your expertise and your guidance. So you could target teachers, you could target attorneys, you could target hairdressers. It really doesn't matter. Just pick a target them, and start creating that list and executing at sales campaign. At Insurance Centers of America, we teach every one of our producers how to use LinkedIn so they never have to buy another lead list again. Now, once you have these basics, it's time to execute your sales strategy. This is the most important part of your sales campaign. And without it, you're not going to get very far. So here's a few tips for you when it comes to execution. First of all, just realize that you will need to tweak your sales campaign. Even after 20 years of creating sales campaigns and scripts and strategy, I still have to tweak mine even today. It's part of the process. So be open to having to change things up, because as you get responses back from your prospects, that's data, and that tells you what's working and what's not working so much for you as well. One of the biggest mistakes that I often see insurance professionals make is that when it comes to dedicated sales time, they have 10 minutes here and 15 minutes here and 20 minutes here, and that's not going to get any momentum going. When it comes to driving sales, you need to have that dedicated time every week where you are only focused on business development. Now, your last tip for execution, but certainly not least, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Make sure that your energy is vibrant, that your spirits are up, because your energy will determine how you are received by your prospects and your customers. When your energy is low, that's the time to get your energy back up before you go back to the execution side of things. Now you have a sales campaign that you can work for 4 to 6 weeks and then change it up. You can use the same strategy to create a new sales campaign with a new target and a new line of business that you want to push. Ideally, you want to have a sales campaign running at all times in your agency, and that you and your team are communicating what it is, what it looks like, and how it's going. That's all for me today, friends. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell. so you never have to miss another tip on how to grow your agency in the new workplace. I'm Violet Rainwater, and I'll see you next week.